Paranoia is going to be used up, and we see the refract. This is Waylay's teleport to go back into middle where he's ready for the fight. Miniboo with the double keeps this in Heretics court. They have lost the spike, but I don't think that space is going to be easy for Apeks to hold on to, and indeed they concede it. And Heretics walk freely into this A site.
And a light speed being utilized. I'm just excited to get to cast a Waylay, honestly. I think we've seen a lot of this between a lot of difference of opinions, but when Jorgamo tells me that it's better than Jet, I believe it's better than Jet. Benji, well placed, already going to take one, does so much damage, they don't even know. They don't know a second player's there, a 1-2 punch, a little bit of depth.
Through utility, so it obviously takes longer to take your weapon back out. Fluorescent picks up one, needs a little more in this position, but the spike is there, it'll entice them back. But Heretics are able to pick it from just around the corner. Batu now, the one with the pressure mounting on him, his cage used. They'll know that he should be around this backside and look to clear him together. Around the side, Rians gets a wonderful angle, and the plant can now be acquired by Heretics. Spike on the site. Apeks might look to get in quickly, disrupt them while one player is busy planting that, and yes, it'll work out for Fluorescent. The trade quick though. Miniboo, tagged up as he may be, he's keeping this team in it. It hasn't been clean for Apeks as we said it needed to be, and the round might not even go their way.
See, they're trying to bait the idea. Oh dear. Oh, already using the teleport. Well, what? How did, I don't know how Floor gets away with anything there. Caught by two pieces of utility, and actually the shock dart's going to do so much damage. They were caught originally by that grab net. That's why they haven't left this corner, and obviously the sounds can be heard, and that's enough to give another kill. Already a huge advantage picked up in terms of personnel, but no weaponry retrieved.
Might also be why, I mean, obviously the spike is down, but Heretics could commit to this A fight just because they don't want those weapons to be retrieved. There's the information, and at least find its way into their hands. They've got a trap for behind them here on A, and a cam still watching out on middle. Again, they see they've got a free path to the site. The door needs to be closed. Avova won't take a risk. He's going to wait for his teammates to come to him. But as a result, Heretics get themselves a plant. Now, I said the trap behind. They're about to walk into it.
They're going for the guns.
Heretics won't be able to deny them those weapons.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It was a full push all the way around. Didn't challenge on those fights because they knew the weaponry would still be in position, and Heretics realized that they've got to try and pick one of these players apart. With that flank coming in, they look to run back through that smoke. Benji is very well placed for this. Is there going to be any utility to bait them out of position? Doesn't seem like it. Instead, it's the peak. But the IGL of Boo is going to take that fight. TP's almost into the open, but doesn't take any damage. And Avova is so desperately low.
To just bail out if the initial fight doesn't go your way. Teammates filling in the space, but Avova there to punish.
Or the grab net. Actually, I think that was the sensor. It's caused them some issues, but managing to get out without too many problems. The convergence path ready. Potential to stun up, but I love that. Grab net used as a counter. They hear that it's connected, try and spam, but don't manage to get the damage. And now they're going to try and swing back in. However, things are turning all the way back. Avova with a quick double though. And it falls apart, left onto one man standing once again. A second attempt at a triple. Actually, the time is ticking. They need to get someone onto this spike relatively soon. Controlling B. It does seem like at least the initial plan was to sell an idea over to that A site. And it hasn't worked too well. Still two players towards B.
Miniboo goes down, no boots on the ground, no response from the side of Heretics, and alarm bells are ringing. Apeks realize this might not be the commitment, and now they've seen players move into market. They know that it's a B hit, but Fluorescent is still ready and waiting. Batu with another, that's off the reveal, straight through the wall to Benji Fishy, and Governor emerges from the shadows to close out the round. Going to be an easy push. The smoke buys Avova.
No.
They haven't seen it, but eventually he will be spotted and taken down. They know the spike is here though. Everybody's on their way from Apeks to reinforce this A site, but that's a lot of targets for Rians, and he will pick up one. A 4v3 and a plant secured for Heretics.
I don't know how Benji's alive. They used a neural theft, and he was under the balk on 5 HP, and somehow has managed to dance his way out of there. Evening things back up, and there we go. It was bound to happen eventually. Turning things back into an even spot. Annihilation thrown through, which will grasp another. Mozzie has been fantastic, catches them, but they always seem tough to clear out Boo. For quite a few rounds, those openers have been going completely against him. Again, they go for this direct approach, though. The rest of the map has been cleared by Fluorescent, but already, as the rotations attempt to come in, they have been slaughtered. A quick double opener for the side of Heretics, and maybe they're hoping for a little bit of Fluorescent magic to get them back into the round. I'm also just looking at the position of Benji Fishy.
In the spawn. It's not the usual spot you'll see being held. I mean, I suppose it has the potential to really catch you off guard and leave you scratching your head. Apeks have split up as well. And, oh, well, never mind catching you off guard. I think they know that Benji's pretty close at this point. It's whether Apeks are going to go for this. I mean, they've got credits and even a Vova coming close to max, but the fact that they're split into different avenues, they're not being given picks. They've now lost Fluorescent as well. And
any rounds turn back on their head from that opening point, and once again, they're just running into a trap every single time. Even still, though, there has been a catch onto a Vova. That's been a rarity.
It's a big pick. Pressure might be on for Batu to find him. Oh, the cross! Never mind! Fluorescent's there with the op. The collat puts them well ahead at 2v3 for Heretics, with the plant coming in and Apeks all together walking out of heaven. Abu couldn't even come out to trade. He was caught by the Gravnet. And now, as they go for the defuse, it's a high-low setup. Governor down below, and Batu up top. Be to go. The ult put through by Miniboo, diving in at light speed. It's an easy opener, and a Saturate catches one. Oh, Miniboo's on a tear, but he's stopped by Batu. Finally put to bed. And with the ult connecting from Malzy as well, those picks coming right back into play alongside weaponry advantage. But this could have looked a whole lot worse for Apeks.
That's the problem. No one else was able to follow Miniboo where he went. And because of that, the guns have not been retrieved. Malzy, that's actually a lot of damage off the shock dart. I think it might have even caught Batu as well. The net catches one. Removing Rians from action is going to create an even bigger problem playing these close angles. They know exactly where both of them are. Benji, however, has done well. Even still, though, the guns have not been retrieved, and Benji is the last player standing, looking to do it all. Potential there is massive. Speaking of that, already this is going to be a brawl, and well, that's not gone great for the side of Heretics, although, well, Rians has made it palatable.
It's not the end of the world. Spike moving in the other direction. Should be an easy 3-hit coming out from Apeks. Batu down to 13 health. Stray bullet could take him down, but it will be Benji Fishy who has to deliver those shots. As the cam still has himself a safe trap as well, so they can't get close without him knowing about it.
Here.
That could be the difference.
Benji Cypher setup. If he doesn't get 2, I'm disappointed. Like, that's how good my expectation of this guy is.
Knows that trap's covering his left, so he's only looking at the right, and Tommy's got 2. Let's see if he can find that third. Avova knows where the other player is now. He's seen the paranoia come through and realizes
on that Heretic side that it's a vote. He could be anywhere. He could have pushed forward. We've got to clear everything methodically, take our time to clear these back angles, and in the meantime, he's just sitting on the side.
They still have cam as well. There's a big deal. Benji getting that back online. That's a beautiful angle from Avova. He'll pick up one, almost a second. Halfway on the defuse, though. He'll go in to clear, and it's Avova. Always connected, but Fluorescent's jumping into empty space. Fluorescent's in heaven already. Fluorescent's running around on the side, but has been flanked out. Miniboo gets here just in time, but needs to find a little bit more. The refract used just to bail out. 12 seconds or so. The plant needs to go down, and it will. Committed to by Governor. Post-plant utility. Malzy's 1 away from an ultimate. 1 kill for Malzy, and this round could flip on its head. For now, Heretics seem to hold the advantage. You can even see utilities being put down with the sound sensor. It ends up catching Governor, but he's safe down below. 4 now, there's the kill, there's the ult, and it's bounced off the wall perfectly. Only 1 player left, and Benji's being spotted and dealt with. Well, for anyone criticizing Malzy earlier on, that ought to shut you up. Movement from Rians towards the right side of the map, but Heretics quickly realize this is a ruse.
Oh, wow, and it's not going to matter. I don't think they realized how far forward Badu had already got. That's Miniboo just swinging into an angle, unprepared. They walk back into the Benji Fishy setup once again. 13 seconds, and he needs to try and hold the line as long as possible. Spike being planted will swing into Malzy and meets the same demise as his teammates. Woot can't find anything, and while Boot, it comes down to a point of just holding on to the guns. Explorer is going to be able to almost completely clear the site. It's the timing on that swing, though. And in fact, they swing it together. It looks all but done. It's only going to be Boo standing other side of the map. Spike will eventually go down, and well, it's up to the IGL of Heretics to try and bring them out of what seems like an impossible scenario.
It seemed like Apeks were fighting against the odds, but now it's Boo who finds himself in that position. Creeping his way through heaven, well, quite loudly breaking the trap, and the players he's fighting, they're phantoms, they're disappearing. And now his vision's gone, and look who's right back in. It's Fluorescent. To try to sneak up into heaven. Benji with a snake bite buys himself the moment. Governor from the rope catches it. And that pick is huge. Normally that's going to send players rotating to that A site through spawn. And Apeks might be gambling that that's the case, as they still set their eyes on this B site, where there's plenty of Heretics players waiting for them to round the corner. It's at least going okay to start with, but the HP so low on these players, and Miniboo will decimate them with the spike on the floor. It's all on to Batu.
15 seconds. The time just not on his side to try and get anything. In fact, even getting the spike and planting it at this stage should be impossible. Undercut just to make things a little bit worse.
Now inside the smoke, though. Oh, okay, they're going to stun Benji right out of it, but that Bucky will be waiting for the late round when they crash their way around to deal with Boo, who is currently, well, dealing a lot of damage. I thought he had another kill out of that, but the sliver of health left on Malzy.
Clinging to life. The thing is, though, Batu's done well. A double trade in a second or so.
Toxins going up.
The bait on the tap, as they will make that push through.
30 seconds left.
The vulnerable thrown out, already utilized. They know exactly where Avova is. In fact, they should have a decent idea of where both players are. And that's the thing for Heretics. Maybe just hoping to buy a little bit of extra time as they reposition. They move back around. 12 seconds left, and now that spike has to be committed.
Left.
And the fact is, the defensive side haven't got a clue as to where they are. The timing, though, from Avova couldn't have been any better. Peeks back up, leaves Rien's on a slither of health, and playing this one together, that is like a good time. It would only be if they really do give the game away. Maybe if a teammate gives them contact. Well, okay, Floor's gone teleporting through the vulnerability, and now looks to try and potentially take an extra fight, but with already having a player advantage. Now just going to fall off. Again, this is what I said in the pistol. They left a mass opening over on this A site, and especially with the player that went down in the form of Boo, they have to be very careful of where Batu has got to.
They are grouped up as three and watching the right angle. Batu won't catch them by surprise.
30 seconds
The spike
left.
now
Same
moves
again.
in the other direction, realizing they've lost that space. A big fan of the fake plays, and it worked wonderfully when it came to Ascent. The plant will be acquired as a result, and again, a 2v4 clutch needed. A clutch in which Malzy, after a pretty hot map on the deadlock, but also
10 seconds
Avova is
left.
present.
Spike planted.
The thing is, though, what they're doing is just grouping up as three. Like at any stage, they should be able to at least trade one of those kills, and then it's the patience from Benji just to make sure that nobody can sneak around behind them and reclaim heaven control. The whole idea is for just him to stop anybody pushing any further, and from Malzy just sat at the back of that site. Paranoia also will have caught a couple of players, but getting out of here seems tough, and that was the kill they were waiting for. Waiting for that move from Benji. Perfectly placed. Malzy does manage to, though. Thankfully, Benji's there as the safe pair of hands.
From Batu, immediate ult from Fluorescent. Playing this as a drone normally. Stun goes through, though. It's commitment! And Fluorescent's got one! Salvos making a big problem for players on the side, and here comes Armageddon! Right into Fluorescent's arms! That's where they have to play! The picks are huge, and Heretics get the site for free as a result. And look at the lurk from Batu. It's perfect. Miniboo clears that angle, but really, do you ever expect someone to be there?
Oh, well, mention the Tanito pause. I don't think this could have gone any better. I want to know, I need to know if he called this setup.
First pit will be used up against so many pistols or not, we'll never know. Governor picking up Miniboo, though, that's huge.
Who's been given the gun?
Only rifle. He's gone for it now. Looking for the fight with the double tap online, and just a single shot from Wood is enough. Fluorescent out of the round. and now the pressure really on. Benji's managed to recover a rifle. It's a Phantom, and Viper's Pit's there. If they can get to the side, it could be used. If there's anyone left, they need a couple kills, and it's a Volva on the other side, picking up 3. Fight for Boo. Not sure he'd want to take that if he knew what was on the other side. Fluorescent picks up the kill in the Viper's Pit inside of mid. But they gotta stay in it. Benji wants that control late into the round, but it means on the site there's only one player and stunned up, caught by the Tejo drone as well. Minibu had nothing to do or say about that play. Now a 5v3. Viper's Pit dropped in mid, but Benji's still waiting for that lurk. Batu's timing, though, is good. He is really running the clock down, keeping the control, keeping their back safe as rotations come around now. Malzy making his way towards the spawn, in fact, as well. There's no way out for Fluorescent.
Oh,
It's just a full fight. Brave, let's say. And a lot of the time she will win those fights, but up against the weaker weapons, that's given Team Heretics a rifle to play with.
oh,
What?
where did that go?
Where did it go?
Where did that go? The most didn't die. I feel like Minibu's been hard done by. Luckily, Big Brother is there to save the day. Finds on with the Sheriff. They need to clear him from the backside to have a chance, and this time he is playing that survival game. Eventually, though, looks for the fight. Rians with a rifle. Wu still having one from earlier in the round. This is one of the best opportunities we've seen for Heretics in quite a while. And while Rians is going to hit that shot all day, it's another clutch attempt.
Taking that position. Reveal avoided to start with. They're making it out of the smoke now. Small angle around the wall. That gets a pick. Plant is nice and open. With a Paranoia still to play with, it won't really connect, though. They're going to move out of the way before it gets there, surely. And the Viper Orb, that's going to really complicate things. The spam is good, though. He's got him before it even went half. And now they're out of toxins. Evolva knows. He's got them eating out of his hands. A fake flash with the pistol thrown out the window. Evolva playing this to perfection, and he's ran the clock down far enough. A Rolling Thunder with all that noise being made. Why not make it a little louder? Thunder rings out, but it's Boo's rifle that deals the damage, the death blow, and another to follow up on eventually. He'll go down, but Benji has slipped into the backside, still has an angle. Woot covering him as well. They'll both swing in deep and take this planter down. Ultimately cost them the round with big plays from Boo. This push around the Viper Orb. Not expecting a second, but Minibu still couldn't make it worthwhile. They'll drop Malzy elsewhere, but a 4 versus 3. Heretics defense thinned out massively.
Well, that's the thing. Governor cleared it with the drone. Evolva's committed to From the Shadows, which will take him into the backside with the spike. I think as nobody else was around. But I actually think this has just confused Heretics more than anything, because you haven't actually spotted where Evolva went. So although you have a rough idea, Batu as well, timing here will be everything. He has been so annoying just by sitting at the bottom of mid or outside A in a lot of rounds. It does seem like this time Heretics have got it bang on.
Well, his flank window opened about 3 seconds ago, maybe 5 at this point, and he's now capitalizing on it. That's a great read, just as the push is coming in on the site. He could be here right on time to save the squad, and yeah, they are. They're making noise, they're posturing, but they're not executing fully until Batu is here. And now, here comes the cavalry. A full swing around backside and a Volva!
Time is starting to tick. Apeks, seems like the commitment will be towards the safe side. Wu has left them vulnerable. That's where the value of that stinger really can be. And they've got to go scurrying back. This needs to be a very quick move. Minibu hasn't seen. Minibu hasn't seen.
But you're going to wait.
Eventually, he's going to realize, and this now just becomes a shooting gallery. Evolva was the one real danger in this round, and well, Malzy will try as he might. 7 rounds. Away from taking this over the line. A lot of damage done, but realistically, it's only the kills going one way. Minibu, he is the beginning of half king. He's been dominating in a lot of these early fights. The pistol has been doing well. Still 3 more to find.
One of those is Fluorescent. Caught off by a smoke. Doesn't look like she'll have much impact on them crossing the site or on denying the plant. It's Heretics. And just now actually reposition the plant. They're going to go for a heaven play with a haunt up there, clearing them, buying them that little bit of time. And I mean, makes it a bit more worthwhile if they do want to risk a fight for screens or that late play from Rienz up towards the top of ramp. He's currently just holding their back. Possibly even see that wall go up soon. That's his opportunity as the Vova rounds the corner. Paranoia now connected. Avova's picked up one. He has been unbelievable. That first map was beautiful. The second, there were first half, I suppose, here, there were opportunities, but he is being shut down. It's Fluorescent to pick up the banner. Already finding two, but with the plant for heaven and a player embedded up there, mistakes have to be made to give her any chance, and they will quickly put that to bed. 7.
Already garnered towards the heavens, seemingly being given up. Well, that's not quite enough from Avova this time around.
Anyone else?
22 HP. The ult not even thought about. She's holding her ground against this onslaught, regardless of how easy it would be to take her down. Just one bullet needed, but none landed in that last fight. And now a 4 versus 1. Boo, the one to try it. A lot of important utility not there, while Apeks have it all to work with.
Benji is not aware that anybody could be this far behind. That's a couple of times now. He's been completely caught out. It is that dimensional drift utilized, stun in combination, but still we see Heretics with an advantage. Woot from the heavens. Just looking to try and reclaim some space, wary that maybe someone could have got close. Instead, he drops down and he finds both kills.
Coming through, and even the showstopper used this time to good effect.
Governor's not quite as lucky. Well, it seems like neither was Fluorescent. Luckily, Mosey is there to trade, but Minibu's job has already been done. The rest of the team can get into that post plant. Benji this time much deeper with the squad. In fact, it's Boo just hard watching towards that site.
Not really yet.
A little careful though, because he's setting up smokes from afar, but if Batu can thread the needle, it seems like the rest of the team are well aware that there was a gap. In fact, it is being watched completely by Wu, but doesn't win the fight. It's now becoming at least a little bit awkward, but luckily Rienz.
Fluorescent is holding this angle. The shot doesn't land. Benji's left alive for now. Batu falling as well. Apex's numbers thin out. Fluorescent needs one on this site. They're all around, and it's actually Avova to find it. Fluorescent in with another, but the trades come in so quickly. Rolling Thunder for Malsey committed here and now alongside the Armageddon, but they've easily dodged it. Well, at least it looked like Boo did. He got caught by it in the end, and Rienz falls too. But to fight for this, it's a tough call for a save at this stage of the game. The fight, well, that may see them crumble as the first domino falls here. It's Benji Fishy onto Avova, up top, claim the kill. It's a risk, and one that comes back to bite them. A kill for Batu, but it quickly falls apart. Well, Miniboo is wasting no time getting in there, dodges the stun, but not the flash, and it's Boo and Benji. Woot even showing up for the kills. Governor and Fluorescent, the last two alive. The ultimate used here by Fluorescent for information, but Governor is going to have to be hella clean with taking these kills. And indeed, he's caught before anything can be done. Fluorescent against the entirety of Heretics minus Miniboo. Caught by the ultimate, blocked out by the snake bite. Time is going to keep on ticking. As that spike gets ever closer to an explosion, Fluorescent is forced to swing into a triple stack. A high, high, low setup. And that's it done. 13-8, a gap of 5.
Clock.
Oh, well, the high ground's already taken. Fluorescent wasting no time using light speed to get up in Heretics' faces. But it's only one kill to start us off. Look at the space taken by Apeks, though. Malsey, your INGL here, middle of the row. He's pushed down, middle indeed, meeting up with Governor and boxing in Team Heretics to this A hit.
Seems like Batu will be spotted. Some attempted denial of space, basically cutting out one of those default plant spots, and well, Minibu didn't go quick enough. He's been caught.
Numbers thinned out for Heretics as they go for the plant. The stun comes in. The big swing from up in heaven leaves Boo on the floor. It's Woot all by his lonesome. A few more to take down and a few too many angles.
They're gonna push.
The Heretics are waiting. That flash doesn't even stop Miniboo. He's picked up a second, gotten out, and Rienz swaps places with him. That's a wonderful start.
Recalling
The attacking side having all the cards now. They can take this where they want. They know that Governor's here. With 2 players, 1 hit to that Outlaw, they have to be careful. Salvo sent in to slow them. But instead, it just sends them in the other direction, and a quick rotate for Miniboo means he'll be here way before Governor can hope. Corner just a little late, and he could have seen that high swing up on Belt for the duel, but indeed they were ready for it. This is all part of the plan for Apeks. Great stuff with the Rolling Thunder, and it's Fluorescent in there at light speed for another. Refracting back to safety, and then Governor cleaning up the rest. Almost Miniboo's walking through them. They're not going to expect him to round that corner. It's a very ambitious play, but one that works out wonderfully. Boo, though, caught in middle, and the herd thins out again on the side of Heretics. Not ready for another Miniboo swing, but still, the trade comes in time.
Look at the ult, though. It's set up ready. Armageddon first. It seems like Fluorescent has the same idea on the other side. Gonna try pushing, but Benji just waiting. He's gonna be the last man left to try and hold the line, try and bring this back, but has to swing eventually, and the patience of Apeks.
From Heretics, Miniboo, and while he's wasting 0 seconds of this round straight into a fight in their spawn. But the turret's the only thing that can evade his ire as Benji picks up 1 onto Fluorescent. This round is crumbling. Ozzy's weapon gets cancelled out, jammed up. Even though he took down the player, the ult remained, and Avova and Batu now left to pick up the pieces.
Getting back in here should be impossible. Again, those salvos are going to start coming back online. The sniper now in Miniboo's hands with Boot, with a rifle of his own, and they are sitting back so passively. Almost just trying to bait out some of the utility that they know will be coming. Avova even going to try and cancel things out, but I say there doesn't look like there's much hope. That's not a bad start. The problem now is he's just got to almost try and stick this until the end. The remaining players not going to be over-facing, and with Miniboo in such a tight corner, even if he manages to get back onto this, Miniboo's going to be there. May have got him killed to the spike. Which goes back. Maybe that's just me, Avova. He's going to fight tooth and nail and even trade to start, but I'm also just looking at the amount of damage that's being done by Rins. He's not going to get either of the kills, but he's brought players low and given space elsewhere. Avova, I was going to say in trouble, but somehow has come out of it smelling like roses.
Yeah, that pick puts them back to even footing, but it's Heretics with the plant. Benji Fishy up close, with lots of vines just placed onto the floor. The first set activated, the second set can delay even further. This clock is going to run down. They're waiting for it. They think right after these go, let's run on in. Let's take the fight. But Benji's here. He's the one slowing them down, or trying to. He's ended up falling, and Rian's picks up the double. Governor with just 15 HP. There's no choice but to run to the hills.
Difficult. Instead, yeah, the lockdown's nowhere near as impactful on the B side. So much more difficult to make that work, and they've caught them while they're rotating. This is a great round so far from Heretics.
Even expect Boo to be quite this close. Armageddon goes into play, but they've got to walk right past this player, flying under the radar again. It's Boo, and now the Viper's Pit put into play, but he can't get out. He's caught on the way. The Thorns, though, buying precious seconds as Team Heretics use a Viper's Pit of their own. They're looking to push right into this spike, and they've gotten onto it already, but Benji is lurking inside the toxins. He'll buy them precious seconds indeed as that clock runs down. Avova's safe around the corner, and they can't stop it this time. They heard that noise on A, they popped the lockdown, but everyone is on B, including Batu, who's now on the rotate. They'll find one in the form of Fluorescent, they'll find another in the form of Avova, and Malzy's gone too! I don't know how Woot's gotten away with that, but Batu, after using his lockdown, has a 1v4, the first of which he's found. The latter's
Drow. Here we go. Rolling Thunder, and again, Fluorescent tries to get into this one, but Miniboo, while stunned, still finds the shot.
just cosmetic, really, isn't it? Now a problem for Governor. He'll be left down to his secondary weapon, his primary jam for a moment, and caught from an angle
That's not what you want to show.
the shorty is not quite favored on that range. The barrel a little too short.
Back to back.
Malzy, the last one standing. And I don't think he's going to want to try this retake. Saving the weapon for the final round makes a lot more sense. But Heretics, as time ticks on, eventually they're going to realize we have a lot of credits. They don't. Let's go kill him.
Oh, for sure. See, he's got to be careful. They are slowly surrounding him on his position. There's so many places to hide as well. The man does seem to have eyes in the back of his head. I think firing out this utility might just be the end of him, and it will. That's an easy kill for Benji. And while for the rest of the squad, they have no ground to get back into this position. It should be a free plant with no resistance.
Yeah, Vova only had 25 shields, so it's a one shot, but I don't think a second shot would have been too hard to hit on a player that didn't know you're right above him and behind him. Now the post plant for Team Heretics. And a lot of utility already burned up, but a shock dart alongside a snake bite, nothing to turn your nose at. Salvo's used, Batu spotted 2 on back. Yellow! Good kills! A little more possibly, but
To go that way.
oh, okay. Governor's managing to find Banshee, and that's going to at least drop the whole wall issue. Avova straight onto Boo, with Miniboo tagged incredibly low as well. It's not a bad start for the attacking side. As they pump the brakes and hit the freeze, Heretics start to wonder if the hit's coming in elsewhere. Rian's can push down mid and lock them into this hit, but can they deny the plan? Do they want to? From the looks of it, no. Just waiting behind that wall, not wanting to risk it, especially here on the pistol, especially with some players so low already. That decay could have caused massive problems. Now grouped up as 3, shock dart sent in, caught Avova. That's a big pickup. They're both towards main. Having to swing out on the same angle, the stun not actually landing, and this is a bit of a problem. Malzy's all alone. They're just now starting to defuse, still a bit of time to play with, and he's tagged up as well. I think one of those salvos might have caught him for a decent amount of damage. He's made it around the corner, buying so much time! They don't know about Boo flying under the radar. It's a wonderful position, an even better result! He's wall-banged Avova with a classic after taking his head off with the first shot. Well, Governor and Batu, they have got their work cut out for them now. I feel like you're almost locked into playing B as well. You're against the Nico. They're going to get those weapons. You might as well defend him. And Batu's got to pick one up. He's only got a ghost.
But that's the thing as well. He's had to retrieve his turret because he would have been out of range of it anyway. So they literally don't know what ground they've lost. So it has to be fighting forward at this stage. The only goal here is to try and buy as much time as humanly possible. Up and above, that first one's for free. Got his own salvos to potentially try and get into a plant. In fact, the goal is to try and get a little bit of extra space, but they've swung onto him. Still, they've done well, but it's left onto just one, so desperately low on HP. And a retake at this point, stunned through onto the player on site. There's no way Governor gets out of there. The Vice Wall left him completely isolated, and in fact, the worry would be is, could anybody get onto that diffuser? Something that desperately needs to be checked. 2 players stuck in this back corner. It could end up as the undoing of this opposing side. Never mind! If Fluorescent can hit 2 quick shots, even manages, well, I was gonna say to escape, but doesn't. And Avova gets absolutely nothing. The first couple of shots were wonderful, but now only 1 man remains. It's Malzy. Needs to try and swing this. It's a deeper plant than he would have liked, and well, a wider angle for Boo. He will not miss that one. Wasn't an opportunity. And well, without that, the round is nothing! What? Okay! Well, you come in with a buy, you come in with a plan. I mean, it means nothing when Miniboo comes sliding in.
Well, we saw what happened with this setup. The same thorns going down, the snake bite on top of them as well. It's impossible to go through. And we saw what happens when no one's there. You get map control, you rotate, and you're ready for the hit on the other side. But if you're unfortunate enough to have players there, the round's over. Miniboo on walkabouts picks up his 3rd kill of the round. But Apeks have done well.
Yeah.
They landed a couple of nice shots and now find themselves in a 2 versus 3. Governor heavily tagged up though, and look at Woot, ult online. Look at Boo, 1 away from a Viper's pit. This is not going to be an easy finisher.
Yeah, for sure. Utility still available, and you can almost see that I think they're well aware of where that wall is going to be. It's just trying to
30 seconds
bait out anything that they can. It's going to be a little bit of
Spike planted.
delay, but nothing much more.
It's great this keeps backside control for them as well. now much more free, spotted both players too. All the information, a lockdown put into play, and they've been forced into the open.
Rolling Thunder has been utilized. A Hunter's Fury in combination and a Viper's Pit as well. Everything being thrown in here, but the fact is that first kill has still gone the way of this defensive side. Another for Minibu as he goes running into the site. Even looking to try and spam back in. Another comes up for Benji within it, and they still haven't planted. They still need to get that spike down. There's only 10 seconds left for them to deal with this, and they haven't dealt with the players within this Viper's Pit. It is done. It is dusted. The result will end as expected.